Well, good morning and welcome. This is the weekly Zoom meeting for Political Science 1. That is class number 30620. My name is Paul Savoy, and it is Tuesday, the 26th day of May, 2020. And this morning, a few things we want to accomplish. First thing, of course, is to go ahead, give you a few announcements and reminders, update you on important information regarding the class, particularly due dates for our last two remaining assignments, as well as information about the grading system, the low score drop policy for tests and discussion forum posts, all these sorts of things that are particularly important to us now that we are basically 2 weeks away or actually, no, pardon me, 1 week away from the end of our semester, which is Tuesday, June 2nd. And then I'll answer any questions that you might have for those of you who are joining me live this morning. Any questions that you have about the Students' Choice Project, which is due in this class this coming Thursday, so 2 days from today at 11:59 p.m. plus the 3-day grace period. So any questions that you have about the group quiz, as well as any questions that you might have about test number 3. So that pretty much is the agenda for today. Before we go any further, just one important reminder, as always, this class is being recorded. So if you missed this class, or if you want to review this class at all or in part, you can do so by going to our class Canvas homepage, clicking on the ConferZoom link in the left-hand main menu. And then once you get to ConferZoom, click on the recordings link, and then scroll down to the meeting day and date that you want to look at. Click on that, and you should be able to take a look at the recording for this meeting and for all the weekly Zoom class meetings that we've had so far this morning, or so far this semester anyway. Yeah, it's Tuesday, but it really feels like a Monday because of the Memorial Day holiday. So there you go. I'm going to have to, extra caffeine, I think, is called for. All right, so first of all, announcements and reminders. As I said just a couple of minutes ago, we only have a week left for this class for the semester. Remember, test number 3, our very last assignment of the semester, is due 1 week from tonight. That is Tuesday, June 2nd at 11:59 p.m. Plus, though, even with test number 3, even though it comes at the end of the semester, you still have the 3-day grace period to submit test number 3 to me via Canvas. And as long as you get it in to me within 72 hours of the due date, I will accept it for full credit. I will not deduct any points for lateness. First thing I want to talk about, of course, is as I said, we have 2 assignments left in this class. The first one is due in a couple of days at 11:59 p.m. plus the 3-day grace period, and that is the Students' Choice Project. And remember how that goes. Remember that we had that once we moved the class fully online about 2.5 months ago, I guess it is now. Seems like a lot longer, but whatever, we did that. I went ahead and modified the Students' Choice Project. I dropped the minimum page requirement. It is down to 4 pages. Unless you were a BLAST Service Learning Mentor, the minimum page limit for you is 3 pages. But I also added some additional topics to the Students' Choice Project for you to choose from. So remember, you have to complete one of those topics. And I think there are 7 topic options that I list for you in the guidelines. And if you haven't started working on the Students' Choice Project, now might be a good time to get started. And you can find that information. You can find the assignment guidelines listing all 7 topics, all of the instructions that you need to follow. Click on the Assignments tab on our class Canvas homepage. Scroll down to where it says Students' Choice Project Revised. Click on that, and all the information is listed there for you. And remember, the Student's Choice Project is worth 110 points. It is the biggest point getter in terms of assignments in this class for this semester. So you want to finish the semester strong. So you want to do a good job on that Student's Choice Project. So please make sure that you get it into me by the end of the 3-day grace period. If you have questions regarding the Student's Choice Project, or any other aspect of the class going forward, because at this point I don't have anyone with me live. Multiple ways you can do that. You can send me an email. You can send me a Canvas message. You can drop in during my twice weekly virtual student hours. I have 2 more of those sessions, actually 3 more of those sessions left for this semester. Tomorrow, Wednesday, May 27th, from 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And then next Monday, June 1st, again, 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And then finally, a week from tomorrow, next Wednesday, June 3rd, the very last day of the semester. And that again is, as always, 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And if you want to join me during my virtual student hours, all you have to do, as always, is go to our class Canvas homepage, scroll down past the pictures to the section labeled Basic Course Information. And there you will find both the Zoom link for the virtual student hours and as well as the password that you need to access those. And if you want to speak with me one-on-one via Zoom, but you are unable to make those virtual student hours on either Monday or Wednesday afternoons, just send me an email or a Canvas message and give me a few days and times that you will be available. And I'll find one that works for my schedule, send you a custom Zoom link, and we can go ahead and Zoom one-on-one, and we can talk about whatever we need to talk about. So at this point, I have been joined live. If right now what we're doing, is there any questions at all about the Student's Choice Project that is due this coming Thursday? Any questions about the project at this point? More folks are popping on now. So one more time, any questions at this point about the Student's Choice Project that is due in 2 days, this Thursday at 11:59 p.m., plus the 3-day grace period. So any questions about the project before we go ahead and move on? Anybody? Okay, seeing and hearing nothing, let me go ahead and move on myself. So the only other assignment that we have due at this point is test number 3. Test number 3 is due 1 week from today, next Tuesday. That's June 2nd at 11:59 p.m. Now, before I say anything about the test, remember, at the very beginning of the semester, I put in place a couple of very important low score drop policies that come into play now that we've gotten finally towards the end of the semester. Remember, at the end of the semester, so next week, Canvas will automatically drop your lowest test score of the 3 tests that we are taking this semester. Canvas will also automatically drop the lowest score from the category of discussion forum posts plus group quiz number 1. Because remember, back when we were still face-to-face, we took our first group quiz of the semester, then we went online and we switched from group quizzes to discussion forum posts. So our 1 group quiz is lumped in the same category with our discussion forum posts that we've been doing regularly over the past few months. And that low score from that category will also drop, okay? So as far as test number 3 goes, if you have taken the first 2 tests this semester, so if you took test number 1, which was the only test that you took face-to-face, and if you also took test number 2, which was our first online test of the semester, if you've taken the first 2 tests, and you are satisfied, if you are happy with your scores on the first 2 tests, then you can choose, if you want to simply not take test number 3, and that will be the low test score of the 3 that automatically drops. Okay, so that is a nice benefit for you. However, if you missed one of the first 2 tests this semester, so you either didn't take test number 1 or you didn't take test number 2, you definitely want to plan on taking test number 3. Or if you've taken the first 2 tests, but one of those scores is a lot lower than you would like it to be, so if you're not satisfied with one of your scores so far, then you definitely might want to take test number 3 and try and boost that score at the end of the semester. But that is completely up to you. Because like I said, automatically, once we get to next week, Canvas will drop your lowest test score and not count it. Canvas will also drop your lowest score from your discussion forum post group quiz grades, drop that as well. Okay, so any questions at this time about the low score drop policy? Is that making sense?
I have a question.
Sure.
Does that only apply to the test? Like if you drop one test, you can't drop any other assignments, or is that a drop
Okay.
for each assignment?
No. Okay, so the way it works is that, so we only have actually in this class 3 categories of assignments. We have tests, that's one category. The low test score of the 3 automatically drops. Another category is the student's choice project. Obviously, there's only one of those, so that score is that score. So you need to turn the project in. But then the third assignment category is the combined category of discussion forum posts plus your low group, plus your the one group quiz that we took earlier in the semester. So automatically, the low test score drops and the lowest score in the group quiz discussion forum post category. So a total of 2 assignments drop, okay? 1 from each category. Does that make sense? Okay, just wanted to make sure. If you are taking test number 3, that is available. Obviously, click on the assignments tab on our class Canvas homepage, scroll down to where it says test number 3. And as I was talking about last week, test number 3 is the exact same format as test number 2. It is completely open book, open note, open video. So we're not having you take the test timed on Proctorio or something awful like that. Open book, open note, open video, same 2 parts that you're used to. There's a list of 23 terms in part 1, taken from what we've learned about in this class since test number 2. So it's not cumulative or anything like that. From those 23 terms in part 1, please pick the 8 terms that you think you can do the best job of answering. And in approximately 3 sentences each, give me a definition for each of those 8 terms, and also tell me why that term is significant, why it's important, kind of how it connects to other things that we've been learning about. So each of those 8 responses is worth 7.5 points each, as always. So there's a maximum of 60 points possible for part 1 of the test. Then part 2 of test number 3, I give you 4 choices, 4 potential mini essay question choices. Pick any one of those 4. Don't do more than 1. Pick any one of those 4 questions, the one obviously that you can do the best job of answering, and respond to that question in approximately 5 paragraphs. And your 5-paragraph response to that question in part 2 is worth the remaining 40 points. Okay, and again, test number 3 is due this coming Thursday, so the 28th of May at 11:59 p.m. plus that 72-hour or 3-day grace period that applies to all of our assignments. All right, so any questions having to do with test number 3 at this stage? Okay, so we've talked about the Student's Choice Project. We've talked about test number 3. One other thing that I should mention regarding assignments, Obviously, the drop deadline for the class is coming up. The drop deadline for all classes at LBCC is in fact tomorrow, Wednesday, May 27th. But if you're here with me right now, chances are you're not planning on dropping, but I wanted to mention that. But I also wanted to mention that at this point, if there are any previous assignments from earlier in the semester, anything that we've done online since the beginning of, since we went online. So if you are missing more than one discussion forum post, it is still not too late. I still will give you the opportunity to go ahead and complete any missing assignments that you have, as long as you get them done and submitted to me by next Tuesday, and I will count those towards your final course grade. Because again, this has been a crazy, unprecedented semester. I know that people's lives have been turned upside down. Your schedules have been turned upside down. And so there may have been periods of time during the course of the semester where you just couldn't concentrate on this particular class. You've had other things to worry about. And so if that's the case and you missed some assignments, don't worry. Those aren't necessarily zeros just yet. You still can go ahead, complete those assignments, submit them to me via Canvas by next Tuesday, and I will go ahead and count them. I will go ahead and give you some points for them to help you have the best chance possible of getting the best grade possible in this class, okay? So at this point, any questions about the Student's Choice Project, about test number 3, about any of the policies regarding grading and assignments in this class, or any questions about anything having to do with the class at this time? Anyone? Okay, so looks like we're going to be able to wrap things up rather early today. Obviously, I don't have any new material for you. I'm expecting this week you're spending your time working on your Student's Choice Project, getting ready to submit that. So no new material that we're worried about, which is a good thing. So let me just, before signing off, let me remind you one more time, if you have questions, comments, problems about the class, or anything else that I can help you with between now and the end of the semester, send me an email, send me a Canvas message, stop by during my virtual student hours. 3 more of those left tomorrow. That's Wednesday the 27th, 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Next Monday, June 1st, 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And then finally, next Wednesday, June 3rd, again, 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And if you want to Zoom with me one-on-one, but you can't meet me during my virtual student hours, send me an email or a Canvas message, and we can work out a time, and I'll send you a link and a password for a custom one-on-one Zoom appointment. All right. So that will do it. And again, we will be doing this one more time. If you have any leftover questions, next Tuesday, same time, same place. So as always, until I talk to you again, it was great seeing you today. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you are safe. I hope that you are well. And remember, you're going to get through this class successfully and get through this crazy period that we are experiencing right now, because you are not alone. We are truly all in this together. I am with you. I'm here for you for whatever you might need. And remember, I've always got your back. All right. So unless there are any last minute questions, that will do it. And I will see you all soon. All right. Bye-bye. Have a good week.